Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first Mind, Body, and Kadira episode. If you are here and watching, thank you so much for being here. This podcast is super important to me, and this episode is going to be about goals, specifically how to achieve those goals. More specifically, for people who have a scatterbrain like me, who are self diagnosed ADHD, and who just have so many goals that they want to accomplish that none of them end up getting accomplished. And with creating a podcast being one of my goals, why not let this be the first episode? So, if you've been following me on my Instagram for a while, then you probably know that this is my third time starting a podcast. And it's always been around the same thing as far as self development, helping other people better their mental, helping other people better their health, whether that be physically or mentally. So, we're going to continue down that path. But just to go ahead and dive right into it, like I said, the podcast is about how to achieve those goals when you have so many that you don't even really know where to start. So, if you're here, I'm pretty sure you've seen so many other motivational podcasts, people, friends, Instagram videos that have said if you want to achieve your goals, well, not necessarily if you want to achieve your goals, but if you have goals, then to write them down. Write them down, write them down, write them down. I'm sure we have heard that a million times if you consume the same kind of content that I do. And I thought about it, I contemplated it, but my ego was telling me, okay, I know what my goals are. They're in my head. I know what they are. I know what I want to do. Why do I have to write them down? Just a part of my procrastination or laziness or whatever you want to call it. I didn't feel like I had to write them down in order to achieve them. One thing that I strive hard to do is not to be in the same place as I was the previous year. So I'm always moving to be in a better place, one step closer to my goals every single year. Not only do I want to pick up the pace, but I want to pick up the pace without feeling overwhelmed in any way or feeling like there's too much on my plate, even though there probably is. I don't want to I don't want things getting out of balance, out of whack. So, what I started doing in 2026 is I started to, you guessed it, write down my goals. So, I break my goals down into the quarters of the year. So, you have your first 3 months, second 3 months, third, and fourth. So, for the first 3 months, I wrote down three goals, and my goal was to accomplish one goal each month. And I'm going to continue that throughout the year so that by the end of the year, I have 12 goals accomplished, essentially. There's two ways that you can break this down, or at least there may be more, but these are the only ways that I've figured out how to do it. Because, like I said, we not only want to reach these goals, but we want to maintain these goals. We want these goals to have longevity. So, the last thing we want to do is rush anything, rush through any of the processes, mess up somewhere, have to double back. We want to just keep the train going forward. First, way that you can do things. And you really have to know yourself and you have to know your goals, obviously. For the three goals that you're going to create for the first quarter of the year or whenever you start, make sure those goals are something that can actually be accomplished within a month. So don't say, oh, I want to start a commercial real estate business in 30 days, because you probably can. And there's some people who may have, but with all the other things that you may have on your plate, do you really want to put that much emphasis on that much focus on one thing so that the other things can fall off? And now, again, we're all over the place trying to pick up these things but maintain this thing. So, I say that to say this. If you have a bigger goal like that, you can set that one goal for that one quarter. And now instead of having 30 days to accomplish something, have 90 days to accomplish that one big goal. The way I do it, because I want my things that I create to be long lasting and to be sturdy. I want the foundation to be so strong that it is unbreakable. Okay? So I don't mind spending a larger amount of time to accomplish a task, because one thing I always say is the time is going to pass anyway. So why not accomplish something in the meantime? So whether it takes me 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, I'm going to take my time to accomplish that goal to make sure it's exactly how I want it. and exactly how it needs to be in order to have that longevity, in order to be long lasting. So, how I chose to break down my goals as far as in the quarters is if I have that one really big, larger goal, what I'll do is I have it on my goal list or my quarter goals the entire year. So for quarter one, if I have three goals on there, and the first goal is that commercial real estate business, I'll dibble and dab on different tasks that I have to do in order to get to that final goal. I'll do that in the first 30 days. So let's say in order to have that commercial real estate business, and this is just an example, I'm not in real estate. Um, First, you have to establish an LLC, you got to get an EIN, and then you have to, I don't know, get this app or this program in order to help you find these properties and look at the different, information and numbers that you need on these properties in order to buy them, sell them, use them in any kind of way. So let that be your first 30 days. Let the first 30 days be you pouring the concrete into your foundation to build this home of commercial real estate that you want. I do that for the first 30 days. And then, of course, like I said, there's still two other goals on that list. So the next 30 days, I'm focused on that small goal. If it's a small goal, I focus on that one. I accomplish it. Boom. Next 30 days, I focus on a third goal. I accomplish it. Boom. And now it's the second quarter. So the second quarter, we pick back up on what we were doing in the first month of quarter one, and we can continue to expand on that. So now you have your EIN created, you have your LLC created, you have all the different gets and gadgets that you'll need in order to be successful in that business. Okay, and maybe now this next step is you finding a mentor. Okay, let me find a mentor that's already, you know, knee deep in the commercial real estate business so that I can learn from them and not make the same mistakes they did. Or when I accomplish, some of the barriers that are inevitable that I can't just jump over, they're going to teach me how to navigate through these things so that it's easier for me to get to the level of success, or at least a little bit easier to get to the level of success that they are at. So maybe that's your next step. I don't know. And then we're not saying that you can't also work on that goal a little bit in month two and month three as well. Just don't overwhelm yourself. That is the entire goal of writing your goals down, actually seeing them, writing down the tinier steps, seeing what needs to be done, and then placing it in a way where it's just not too much on your schedule. The issue is we're just always in a rush. Always in a rush to do this, always in a rush to be rich. I want to be a millionaire tomorrow. I got to be a millionaire next week. I need that money right now. Take a deep breath. The time is going to pass anyway. So you might as well just lock in, focus, and just let the days go by. Because y'all saying the days are going by fast anyway. So you might just lock in, check off one thing off the mini goal list. Next day, check off one thing. Maybe the next day you rest. I don't know. Slow and easy wins the race. If you're not writing down your goals, start to write them down. But yes, it is quarter three. I redid my goal list like 2 days ago, and I'm beyond excited because one of those goals on that list was to finally post something. So yes, like I said, it's on. I think it's June 6th right now. So it took me 6 days. It took. I think I was sitting down when I thought about this subject. I was like, okay. I was actually writing out my goals, and then I was like, why not make a video about what I do to help me accomplish my goals? Yes, so here we are. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. I would love it dearly. Please help your girl out. Fresh new page. Let's get those numbers up. I will see you next time on Mind, Body, and Kadira.